My name's Elliot Danziger. I'm a real estate attorney serving clients in Westchester County, New York City, and the greater New York City area. Today, I'm here to talk to you about three very important contract terms that are in the standard residential contract of sale that we use in this area. One of the very important clauses in the standard contract of sale is the mortgage contingency. This gives the buyer an opportunity to cancel the contract if they're unable to get a firm commitment from their lender. So what is a commitment letter? It's not the final approval. That's very important to keep in mind. Instead, it's a preliminary approval that has a bunch of conditions listed on the bottom of the commitment. It's also referred to sometimes as a conditional approval. And it's important as a purchaser that by the deadline in the contract, the commitment date is what we call it, that you get a firm commitment from your lender and you go through the conditions with your attorney and make sure that all the conditions can be satisfied. This is crucial. The other provision that I want to talk to you about in the contract is the closing date. The standard is that the closing date is not a firm date. It's what we call an on or about date, which is basically just an estimated date. So as a rule of thumb, everyone makes their best efforts to close around that date and no later than 30 days from that date. However, from a legal perspective, if a buyer or seller has a reasonable basis to extend beyond that 30 days, they're able to do so. So the bottom line is that you have to realize that that closing date in the contract is not written in stone, and that the buyer and the seller have to communicate throughout the process so that everyone's on the same page as exactly when we're going to close the deal. The third contract provision that I want to talk to you about is the condition of the property. It's standard in a residential contract of sale that the buyer is going to take the property as is. So what that means is before the buyer signs the contract, it's really important to do a comprehensive inspection of the property to make sure that you know exactly what you're purchasing. Now, there are some limitations to that as-is provision. The standard contract does require the seller to provide the heating, the plumbing, and the electrical systems in working order, along with the appliances in working order. So that doesn't mean that they're going to be working top-notch. It just means that they'll be operational at the time of the closing. In addition, the seller has to provide the property vacant and broom clean. So what that means is that it has to be reasonably clean, as if you swept it with a broom, and also that there's no junk or any debris or furniture left behind in the unit. So you should be aware of the condition of the property, the seller's obligations, and the buyer's obligations. So I've highlighted some important sections of the standard contract of sale, but I think it's really important to stress that the entire contract of sale is very, very important. So if you're buying or selling a property, I urge you to read the contract completely and carefully, note all your questions and your comments, and then talk to an attorney about your questions and comments and make sure you get answers. I would love to discuss that with you. You can call me, you can click to make an appointment, and I look forward to speaking with you.